Hey guys, we are going to Mount Airy, North Carolina to pickle beets, and I want you guys to go with me. We're going to head up to King, North Carolina, meet up with some of our dear friends, Paul and Judy. We're going to eat breakfast and then head 30 more minutes up to Mount Airy, the home of Andy Griffith, if you're familiar with Mayberry and the Andy Griffith Show. And we're going on up there and to pickle beets. Y'all, this is beautiful country, and I hope I get to show you some of it. The feed bins are, the chickens are eating. So y'all come go with us to Mount Airy.
Play hard.
We're cooking the beets down here.
You boil them for about probably about 30 minutes right there. And what it does is it just softens the skins up so the skins can come off.
And then we'll peel them, right? And we'll cut them up.
Yeah, over there, see the other beets over there? Show them in the bucket. We've already picked the top off of it. These right here are some beets that's been picked. It's already got the tops off of them.
And what's going on over here?
The same thing. These are boiling, but it's in a pressure cooker without the jingle top on it. They just cook a little faster in there. So this is like just a secondary station. Because we're going to be canning so many today to help get through the process. So once again, you take the beets, put them in the water, bring them to a boil them real good, get the skin soft. You turn them off, then cool them down, and then you'll see us do the peeling process in a second.
And this is my friend Judy.
Doing good.
Yep.
Here's the vinegar.
Yep, we'll use vinegar and jars.
And sugar.
And a bunch of sugar. And spices. And that's our husband, Paul. Say hello, Paul.
Hey, baby.
Oh, look at that. Good beet juice.
That's fine, that's fine. Hey, come right here. Come right here. After you pour hot water on. Tell me still.
Now we're cooling them down, pouring cold water on them.
You just pour the hot water on.
I got that on film.
Right. When you get these glued on, get that roll around, cut it off, and get that roll around. You should have done.
We're catching one time, you ate? Have you ate? I'm not eating. I've already had my crazy. Oh, you got them. Cutting down.
So then get these cool enough so you can handle it.
And the skin's so soft, the water is actually peeling some of them.
That's why you got to have gloves. All right, gang, what they're doing is they're actually taking the beets and cutting some of the bad spots out of them because, you know, they are a root product. So sometimes due to minerals in the ground, sometimes objects in the ground, things like that, they grow and sit right there. There's a little bad spot in that one they cut out. And you can see some of the black spots right there. And so you just simply, after you boil them, you cut those spots out. Then you take and quarter them into whatever bite-sized pieces that you want in your pickled beets. Some people quarter them, some people slice them in little round slices, just depending on what you want to do there. So Miss Leslie, Miss Judy, that's their job for today. Paul is over here peeling in the water bath, the cold water bath, and as he peels them, he passes them over to Leslie and Judy, and they cut them up. And in just a second, you'll see the jarring process where they take those, put them in a jar, and they'll put the pickling spices and the vinegar and water and sugar solution on them. So, all right, stay tuned for the next step in pickling the beets. All right, so one of the keys to having good pickled beets is the brine. Okay, you've ever seen two twin fellas? That's two twin brothers right there. So anyway,
Who's the worst of the two?
what we're doing is it's 1 part water, 1 part vinegar, sugar, and some pickling spices. So mix it up here in like a little container. Use what you want to. He's got a little galvanized pail, probably about a little 2-gallon galvanized pail that he does, and he'll mix that up and get that solution going. You don't put your pickling spices in there, okay? You put that in the individual jars. Once again, here's the tub that's corded up. Judy and Leslie have corded them up, and in a second we'll take those quarters, put them in those jars right there, and then cover them with the brine solution. And then also too, there's multiple pickling spices name brand, but McCormick is traditionally one that it's a go-to spice. Very good pickling spice. So anyway, you'll see the rest of the process in just a second. But what Paul's doing now is he's adding sugar, and Paul has to add extra sugar because he's a sour fella. So he needs to be a little sweet with his beets. So, but anyway, one part vinegar, 1 part sugar. So
1 part water.
and 1 part water. So it's very simple. It's 1 to 1 to 1. And once you mix it up there, like I said, you just put it in there. Multiple people use multiple things, but this is apple cider vinegar. Gives you the best flavor when you pickle the beets. So you just mix it up and get it ready to go.
It's mixed. Spice in there first.
You want them in the bottom first?
Yes, I do. And there's a spoon. There's a spoon.
All right.
Right here. Here you go, Joe. This is your job. Where do you go?
He's over there. He gonna wash his hands.
And the baby's home. Oh, is that baby?
Don't you, if you put a little bit extra, don't put a little bit less.
All right, here we go. One of the things that is important. Now, Paul likes to do his this way. What he likes to do is take the jar and put the pickling spice in there first. So what you do is you just take a teaspoon, pour the pickling spice out, put it in the jar.
Take him out. No.
That way you make sure that once the solution gets in there. So normally a teaspoon is what you put in there, but Donald put a little extra for good spice. So anyway,
Wants a strong flavor.
a little dab will do you, right? So pretty simple process.
Do what?
You know what you get when you have 2 men pickling spices? You get a mess. so it's always a fun day just to come and have friends and family and fellowship. One of the great things about ministry is Leslie and I were Paul and Judy's pastor when we were in Tobaccoville, North Carolina. And when you're someone's pastor, you become friends not just with them, but their family. Donald and Edith live about 40 minutes from where I used to pastor. And so through the ministry, you become friends with their family and their in-laws and everybody. Even though you may not be their specific pastor, you build friendships and family bonds that last forever. And that's one of the beautiful things about ministry. So I hate that it's cloudy because you can't see that well because it's cloudy, but we're here in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Beautiful rolling hills. If the cloud cover wasn't so thick, it's very foggy today. If the cloud cover wasn't so thick, you could see the beautiful rolling foothills behind me. Hopefully they'll break before we leave, but you're able to see a little bit of this, the gorgeous beauty. You can see some of the rolling hills there out in the cow pasture and the cow barns over there. Just a beautiful landscape up here in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. All right, guys, it's been a productive day so far. As you look around, this is the amount of beets that we've canned so far. There's probably roughly about 24 to 48 quarts and pints there together. Miss Edith is still putting some brine over the ones that Leslie and Miss Judy are still quartering up and putting in here, and the process is still going on. One of the main things that you got to make sure is that when you boil the beets before you peel them, that you don't boil them too long. If you boil them too long, they get too mushy, too soft, and if you don't boil them long enough, they're too hard. And So, and you may be thinking, hey, you got a big operation going, doing all these many beets. You can do this in your kitchen and with a small amount of beets if you just want to do, like, let's say 5 or 6 quarts. Now, after we get them in the jars, like you see over there, we will then put them back in the pressure cooker and bring them up to 5 pounds and let them cook for a minute in the pressure cooker at 5 pounds to help seal the lid, to get the contents of the jar hot and at the same consistency, and then we will let them cool back down and put them in the cases. So at this point we're about halfway done. We've been at it now for about an hour in the process, and it's just a great time of fellowship one with another. So if you're doing it by yourself, it'll take you a little longer. And once again, here's what the beets look like before we got started. Right out of the ground with dirt and all. The tops have been cut off of the beets. When they pull them, they cut the tops off and they wash them off with the water hose. And then we put them in the pots, we boil them, and then we peel them by hand, and then quarter them, put them in the jars, pickling spice, the brine solution, put the caps, lids and caps back on them, and then put them in the pressure cooker and to seal them off. So anyway, hope you're enjoying the day on the farm canning beets with us. We'll show you the final step in a second of the sealing of the lids and the rings. All right, we're near the end of the canning process. After the jars are full, you can see we're putting the final touches on the last couple of jars right here. And as you put the rings on them, you put them back in the what some people call a water bath. You can do a pressure cooker if you want to, or just an open fire water bath. What you're doing is you're heating the contents of the jar, the sugar, the vinegar, and also too, it's causing the seals to get ready. Sometimes people does crazy stuff like Paul just did and sticks his finger in hot water. But anyway, the reason you're hearing from me a lot today is because the farming pastor's wife is over here working, and she is dirty, right, Miss Leslie?
Yes.
Look at those
Got
hands.
dirty hands.
So, but anyway, so you can see the.
You know, one of us has to work.
One of us has to work.
The other one's good at talking.
Yeah, that's I get it. I get it natural.
We have to have a supervisor.
So now what we're going to begin to do is clean up while the jars are here in the water bath, getting ready to seal up here in just a second. We'll pull them out and let them seal.
Y'all, I got to show you something. It's very important, and it's very important that I get it on camera. He is washing a dish. He can do it. Yay! He can wash dishes. This will come back to I had my hair fixed.
He did that on purpose.
He did do that on purpose. But at least I got it on camera, so we know he can wash dishes now. We've had some visitors come up to join us. And there's some beets out here, so we know that the cows like the beets. Yes, we know. Yeah. Hey. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hello. Hello, precious. Yeah. Yeah. Aren't they sweet? Hey. Yeah, my hands taste like beets. Now I'm going to have to go wash my hands. You licking my hand. Yes, I'm going to have to go wash my hands. You licking my hand. We're sitting here enjoying the cool breeze up here in the foothills of North Carolina. It is so beautiful. I'm going to turn the camera around and show y'all what we're looking at. This is our view. This morning there was fog coming out from the trees. It was so beautiful. Everywhere you look up here, it is absolutely gorgeous. Y'all, it's so beautiful and so peaceful. So we're sitting here relaxing, and Paul and Donald are still doing all the work.
You heard of red eye peas?
Yeah, I'm doing
Okay.
purple holes.
Well, that's there the red eye peas.
Is them all the green beans you do?
Yeah. That's something we don't eat a whole lot of.
What, green beans?
Yeah.
This is their garden, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Showing the mountains in the background.
Not near as many weeds as I have. And look, this is, I would stay in my garden if this was my view. Oh my goodness, how beautiful.
That's honey select.
Good morning, everyone. It is the next day after Pickling Beets, and I wanted to show you what I came home with. Y'all, I only took 24 jars, and I came home with 33, they say. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I came home with 32. So, yeah. Oh, I gave one away. So, I had 33, but I gave one away while we were there. They had a visitor show up. One of their neighbors showed up, and I gave him one of my jars. So, y'all, and I just want to show you this. I'm going to turn the camera around. All these jars, and I want you to look. I don't know if you can see the pretty purple color. You can't, it just looks dark, but it's beautiful purple color. Gorgeous. Now I will tell you, I'm going to go through, I'm going to write 19 on all of these lids, and I'm going to take the rings off. You don't want to leave the rings on because they can, if any moisture gets to them, they'll rust on the jar. And I think the majority of them sealed. There was only one I was concerned about, and it's this yellow one didn't seal. I think it was just an old lid, and so we'll just stick that one in the refrigerator and eat that one first. But anyway, there they are, all 32 jars. Y'all, it was a big day. It was a fun day. It was wonderful. Let me tell you about the brine, or I keep calling it a brine. That may not be right, but the pickling juice was 1 cup of sugar, or 1 part sugar, 1 part vinegar, 1 part water. So it's equal parts of each. So, you know, you fix up however much you think you'll need. So if you wanted to do 4 cups of sugar, you're going to do 4 cups of vinegar and 4 cups of water. And then it's like a tablespoon of the spices. And you start by cooking your beets till they're tender and a knife goes through them real easy. Not mushy and not hard. You want them just to go through real good. And then you just slice them up however you want to eat them. And then put the pickling spices in the bottom of the jar. Fill the jar up with the beets. And then pour the syrup or brine or whatever it is over top. And then you put them back in the water bath and cook them a little bit longer. And they seal, and then they're ready to sit. Now I'm going to let these, we still have a few from last year we're going to eat first. Because the longer these sit, the better they get. So thank y'all for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's probably a long video, but enjoy this. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you have a friend that would enjoy some of these videos, ask them to subscribe as well. Y'all have a great day. Bye.